A new dawn, new day, new adventure. Sometimes it's good to change perspectives and look upon what's out there, instead of looking what you already have. A new journey to take part in, perhaps? Destination? Unknown? Wherever the road goes, I guess. After all, it's Minecraft, so there are no limits. You can decide what you do and how you do it. You can shape the world. A new challenge, a new era is about to dawn. One in which I, ImagineerDave, would love to take part. A chance to shine bright like a diamond and show you what I've got. New friends, new lessons, new experiences, you name it. A chance for me to explore. To go out there in the world and to see what's beyond my usual self.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, Bugsy.
Nice to see you all again.
Morning.
Yep, JustCreate Season 2. Although there do appear to be a lot of seats here. Who built this?
Yes.
wasn't me.
Right. That's sorry.
Not
I
me.
need to let these guys out as well.
Hello!
Hey.
Welcome.
So many new peeps.
That's a
let's
lot of new
pretend-
people.
Pretend to
Well,
be
welcome.
surprised, everyone. Woo!
Surprised everyone.
We've been in there for a very long time.
It's
I can
actually
hardly
the,
breathe. It's
the
insane.
stench is emanating out of the metal. It's incredible.
Yeah. Sorry. Let me just close that back up.
Guys, I joined JustCreate. A collaboration between multiple YouTubers with one goal: having fun together. As some of you might know, I like to also do big realistic projects. I try to set big goals that I can work towards with smaller objectives, and well, this is just the right place to do so. Besides this, you all know by now I like trains a lot. With all of this in mind, there was only one logical destination for me. Or well, only one logical person to become. A railway entrepreneur. This is the story about how I, ImagineerDave, took over the railway and became the railway entrepreneur I always dreamed of. Since the story is not about the destination, but rather about the journey, let's start at where it all began. A humble beginning, if I may say so. All entrepreneurs start off with, well, nothing. In order to reach my eventual goal, I would have to start earning my way through and gather resources. Before I would get into trains, I would first need to create a stable basis for myself, a place from where I could operate and where I could store my hard-earned resources. So now that I got all of my items together, I'll just set up this little machine. We are gonna lock the rotation first of all. Minecart is going in. On top of that, I want my saw to stand outside with some barrels around it. And then after that is done, leave it on the side so we can activate it. I first need to glue it up. Now I can get it, now I can use it. And I can go up to a tree. And then set up the rails in front of it. Put my little assembly on it, drive it up to the tree, and there we go. Our little tree chopper is done. It's time for deforestation, I think, right now. And after a little bit more of mining, I returned back to base with quite some loot actually. Yeah, this chest is nicely stacked with 28 diamonds, with some zinc, with some iron, which we're definitely gonna use for our build. And I think I have some ideas for that build right now. Since this river has appeared, since it's spring, it's deforestation, it's, well, reasons. We have a river now because melting ice caps. And we can use that for our power, I think. Okay, guys, so hear me out. I had this idea of using the river, which is now over here, for a little water mill. With the water mill, we can then produce the energy that we need for the components, and then we can start making a cobble farm and things like that. So let me just dig out this little area so we can actually make a nice structure here maybe, so we can abuse the power of the river, of course. Before I started digging, some horse selling merchants appeared. They were quite pricey, so I couldn't afford them yet, but it was maybe something for in the future. So all that's left to do is dig out this little bit of the river, and then the water should automatically flow towards this way. And well, the river will of course continue that way. I will build a little wooden ramp from here to get some water onto a water wheel, which will probably hang there from the side. It's a nice big flat wall. And from there on we can get some power. Maybe flatten this out on the top, build a little house on it, get a little cellar in. And yeah, sounds like a plan to me. Alrighty then, now that our wall is done and our chute is done as well, it's time to build our water wheel. From the river, the water is going to flow over the chute and then on top of the water wheel, which will fall this way. So it can be quite a big wheel for some extra power maybe. Let's just try and see what I can come up with. Now, if you can flick that lever. There we go. There we go. There we go.
It looks amazing. Look at that.
Oh.
It's spinning and it's really detailed.
Yeah. So now that my water wheel is finally up and running, it's time to clear out some more area so I can actually build my little house on here, where I will eventually have my workshop. So now that I've flattened out the area a little bit, I can actually start working on my base. And for my base, I have a little bit of an idea. First of all, I need to dig downwards and have a cellar, because the water wheel will go down into the cellar, of course. I will have the upper floor up here. This is like the main floor, so also some workshop bits, but most of them will be in the cellar, I think. And then I will have a little attic floor above it with like a crooked roof maybe on it. Also for the building, I don't want it to be just flat, so maybe a little outbuilding, like there-ish. Okay, so now that my cellar is done, I can quickly walk upstairs, grab some wood and fill in the floor. I'm thinking it's gonna be some wooden beams first, and then on top of that some spruce. I think I have loads of spruce over here. Some spruce beams, some spruce planks as well, so I might as well craft them over there. And another thing I was looking at is where do I have the stairs? But I think adding our little side building over there is gonna help us a lot with that actually. So I'm thinking starting off the beam from here. And then every 3 blocks I do a little beam. So one there. Jump over. One there. One there. One there. And, well, the wall will be like there, so it's fine. So if I finish these beams up, what I can do is actually... Oh, with the axe, but then without the shield. There we go. Make some nice supporting beams. Of course, I'm going to fix up the walls later on. I still need to do that. At the same time, the cellar can be a bit grimy, of course. I think that's fine. One thing that I have to keep in mind, though, is if we have these beams, and if we're going to have the stair like there, there will probably be a support like underneath it. But I think that will be fine. I think we can work something around that. So it's going to be the beams. It's going to be the planks on the top of the beams. So we just craft some planks real quick. Okay, with the stair going here, downwards to the basement. I think I'll do like a stair like that. Maybe something that waves out a little bit. We have a fancy basement stair. I think that's it for the basement. Of course, decorating the walls and things like that. But we can start setting up shop down here for a little while. Besides that, we have to still get the walls up. I'm just going to fill this in with a wall, by the way, so the beam will rest on a wall. That's fine. And yeah, from there we can slowly raise up the house. So that's the next goal. So, now that most of my walls are in, it's time to actually build some beams and build a nice roof. I'm thinking this time, however, I'm gonna do... Hello?
Episode like a big one.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, Dave.
Hello?
Looking good, Dave.
Sitting on top of each other's head. Yeah, sure. Yes. However, what I was saying, I'm gonna build some beams and I'm gonna use some copycats for that. I'm thinking like 1 block apart each. So there, there. I need to rotate these, of course, so they go like... Oh, that one is wrong. There and there and there, for example. Now, I don't have something with me which I want. Look, I have a beautiful new storage, by the way. Because on the outside, what I want to do is I actually want to... yes, sure. Yes. What I'm going to do on the outside is I'm going to make these sort of wall bits on which they hang. So, like that. And then there's one, and then there's one, and then there's one, and there. And these match up with the beams like that. Now, with that second floor being done, it's time to add in a decent stair, I guess. And by decent stair, I mean a better one than that one. And I think it's gonna fit right here in the corner. So, if I get some materials, if I get some wooden beams, I can support that beam there, that one there, maybe another column there. Make these go down. And I'll have my stair inside of this. So my stair will basically curve behind this through the wall. I'll have to make something for safety here, but that's fine for now. I have some spruce stairs with me. Check them down place here. I might want to raise that a bit. So what I might do is get it like there. That. And there we go into there. I should have some steps with me. One. This is already nice. Up here. 1, 2. And now I can chop this away because I'm supporting the beam again. Oh. I think I have a raid next door. Which I do not want to deal with right now. Oh, they're above my head. Before the raid comes, really quickly, let me just finish this stair. I think it's going to be like that. I'll have a little walk way up there. So something to protect myself from falling off. And I'll do the same there. So that's that, and that. And now, here we have a proper stair going up. Let me support that and clear out these last little bits. And okay, let me fix this. Oh, that's wrong. Do I have that on me? Yep, I do. There we go, that's better. So now we have a nice little walkway up. We can get rid of the old one. And that means our base of the second floor is also done. And the first floor base is done. And the basement base is done. Now, I think it's time for some roofing and some protection. When I started to chop some more wood for the beams, someone came by and was very impressed by my little sawmill.
Wait, what? Did you just...
Yeah.
No.
So if you want wood, you can just use a cart.
Wait, what?
Just a little chainsaw cart. That's fine, right?
Wait, just a little change what?
Look. You just chop some blocks away at the stem, and then I built a little cart like this guy,
I'm looking.
and it's a saw bill, right? Yeah. And then you just poof, and then it's in here. Yeah. Okay, I think it's time to actually start building this roof. I added in a little bit of a railing in here, which I think is pretty nice. What I want to do for the roof is make it sort of sloped. So at the front, it's more upwards, and then it sags in the middle a bit. And apparently there is a poster now saying wanted donkey thief. I've seen some horse selling people. Or did they have donkeys as well? Because they might have tried to sell the donkey to me. I'll have to inform these guys, but it's up to them to do further research, of course. Let me actually see what we're going to do here. So I'm going to use some darker actual types. So it sort of looks like slate on the roof, I think. I'm going to use some stairs, and I'm going to use some layers within that. Also the same sort of stones, but then it sags down a little. I think that gives some nice atmosphere and some depth. And I'm thinking some windows maybe here or something. And somewhere there. Like little small windows in this roof. And then we have a nice attic. Also, of course, I need to fill up these fronts a bit more. Maybe add a little round window in there. That might be cool. But yeah, I'm just going to see how I'm going to do that right now. Hello, hello,
Your
Azu.
base looks amazing.
Thank you
Ah,
so much. Thank you so much. I called you here because I have something to tell you, or at least I think I have something to tell you. I have seen this little poster saying
Oh,
contact
yes.
Fro or Azu, and I might have seen some horse salesmen or sales persons. Maybe they have taken your donkey, and maybe they are trying to sell it.
Are you talking about Froggen's Town?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big possibility because that's what I also told to Throw because I overheard them talking about some scams. So they
Oh.
are stealing horses and they are scamming people. Of course, they are number one suspects in this case, but we cannot just say that they were the thieves because, of course, it could be a false accusation.
Yeah, but I just wanted to like inform you guys. Maybe you can look into it or something. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, I think that is our one and only trace at the moment.
Okay, so now that that's all done, the last little bit that I need to add is a door, a trapdoor, and some windows. And I think for the windows, I'm gonna use these guys, for which obviously I need some glass, and I don't have any sand in the base, so it's time to go on a little exploration to find some sand, I guess, because there's no sand here inside. Okay, so now that I've collected some sand, it's time to actually smelt it. I still have my old furnaces, but at the same time, I want to try something different. I want to go with a little create. So large gear, small gear. What I like to do is put these in a casing, so I can actually go back on them without them linking up. Oops. Like that. And then put a casing on that one. Let me go back. Put a casing on this one. Go back. That's pretty speedy, but once more maybe. Look at that, look at that. Really good speed. It doesn't look too nice right now, but that's fine, that's fine. Okay, it pushes that way, that's good. Let me get some bars around it for now. Hello. Let me do. Thank you. Get that coal here so it actually smelts. I hope it doesn't burn down my base, but that should be a little smelter. Ooh. I don't need to pick up these items. Hello. Thank you. Let me meanwhile watch the beams while this smelts, but I hope it's all fine and it's all good. That should give me some glass. Then we can turn that into actual glass for our house. And yeah, then our house should be finished. And so the story continues. With a good base, we can now start to work on the railways. Do I see you in this next episode of this journey? See you soon.